Welcome to the Smiling Sufferer podcast. On the mic, we got Corey, aka the Young Wolf, aka KP Special. I got some KP Special for y'all today.
You're adding more AKAs to your list.
No, I've always had these.
Okay.
And by my side, I have Yetunde.
Hi guys. AKA
I'm Mr. G. Yo, Wale, no spoilers. I'm recording. No spoilers. Yeah, for the game. Are you watching it?
Maybe.
How about we
no
just
spoilers,
focus
please.
on what we're here to
And
do?
Wale,
And
I'm going to need you to focus,
Maybe,
man.
man.
And not
Wale,
watch the
this
game.
might be the last episode of the year, so we need your full focus, bruh.
I'll see what I can do.
We got G.
AKA Mr. Football Watcher.
And I'm
AKA the Black James Bond.
right. AKA Mr. Needs to Focus.
How's it going, guys?
Okay.
I'm back on my bullshit today.
I see.
I'm back on
You're
my
all
bullshit.
hyper
I'm
and
back on my bullshit.
jittery and
So
stuff. I
there's a
see.
chance that this might be the last podcast of the year.
Okay.
So
Let's go out with a bang.
Thank God.
yes,
Finally.
let's go out with a bang. So with that said,
I
Thank
get my
God.
Saturdays back, man.
I got some to soften you up a little bit. I got a surprise for y'all.
Oh God.
It's funny, I knew what the surprise
Obviously, we know.
Because he did do a good job.
Hey.
Mr. G, this is your triple XL.
It says XL
Why did you
on
ask
there.
me what size I wear?
Not triple XL.
I did.
What size did I say? When did I say
Small.
that?
You said a men's small.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Good look,
Is
bro.
this a sweatshirt or?
So he got us
hoodies.
He got us
Hey.
hoodies with the
Early
smiley
Christmas
on it,
presents.
yes.
All right. Hey,
All right, thanks, man. Good luck, man.
I'm trying to get more into like the athletic wear. I didn't
Oh,
own
you are?
any.
I see you're wearing Adidas
I stole
sweats
my-
right
I
now.
stole my sister's sweatshirt.
I saw her walking from a mile away. She looked like an old lady coming, man.
Uh-uh.
Couldn't pull off the swag still.
Shut up. So I'm
I like that
trying.
though. I like that. It looks very chic.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
trying
Very
to be
drug
more...
drug dealer chic.
Good looks, man.
I'm playing.
It's
Thanks,
this is the
Corey.
perfect
This
weather
is
for
cute.
this. So
Yes. White though?
Yes.
and then it has smiling
Because
stuff
it's
at the
generally a
back.
white background.
Oh, this is cute. Okay, all right, thank you.
So let's get the show off. Wale, what's going on now?
Chilling, man.
Did you peep that Kizz Daniel album?
I did.
Yeti, did you?
Yeah, I've heard a couple songs on it.
Okay.
It's pretty
So what
good.
do you guys think?
So far, so good.
I was thinking we'd open up with a quick review. So
It's
overall,
too early for me to give a.
okay.
But
So
you've-
okay,
but you've
can you
heard
the-
can you run through some of the songs?
I mean, overall, it's not bad. Like I have to do a new top 5 just because.
Really? Is
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
think
good?
we
No,
need to
not that. It's
rearrange
not
the top
even
5.
about it's been that good. During the last top 10, I did say that Christmas is coming. People are gonna move up. People are gonna drop down because Christmas is when new music comes out, and there have been some, I can only spoil I can give you guys, and that list is number 1 stays number 1,
Okay.
but 2 to 5 have been reshuffled.
So where do you put?
Okay,
so where do you put?
So if
Kizz
I had
now.
to, do you want me to give you the top 5?
No, I want you to tell me
Kizz was
what
in
number
my
you-
last review. I think Kizz was 10 or 9. I think he barely made it. But I did note at the point in time that he was just coming out with new music on his own.
Okay,
This is the
and for those
label.
that don't know, Kizz Daniel has a new album, by the
It's
way.
called No Bad Songs.
No Bad Songs.
But with the new label, his own label, which very sounds right.
Flyboy.
Flyboy Inc. But
He just took
Flyboy.
Starboy and
It was
just
Flyboy
and just
Inc.
flipped it.
But he's been releasing music on his own.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
after that whole fiasco with the
Yeah, so
label
like I
and all that.
noticed, I said he probably would go up, and he has. He's dropped. I think back then at the time, the newest song he had was "Wait," that "Wait" song,
Yeah.
which was a banger. That was even what made him get in my top 10. But he's dropped a few more collabs since then, and then
He dropped the
monster hit with
Davido.
him and Davido, which
That
is
was-
one ticket, you
yeah.
know. So he shot up into my top 5. I'll tell you that because, and then the album, I listened
So
to
wait.
like 3 times
So let's
already.
start with the album, right?
Yeah, there are too many songs on the album to kind of.
With the album.
There are 20 songs on the album. But you know the funny thing
All right,
about
so let's
it
start
is
with
it's 20 songs, but it's an hour long.
20 songs. It's a very long album.
No, it's an
very,
hour
very
long
album.
actually, which is not too bad.
Oh,
Very
that's not
short
that
songs.
bad.
Very
So
short
like 2
songs,
minutes
yeah.
and stuff.
2
short
minute,
songs.
3 minute songs.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's lengthwise as far as songs, it's a lot of songs to go through.
It
So
is.
I do like some, I like the one with Nasty C on there. I do like
Yeah.
I'm a Nasty C fan. Obviously One Ticket is on there. There's some, like the Madu
Nasty
one.
C was ghetto.
Yeah, Ghetto.
That was the one that it was like a hip hop track.
Yeah.
He has really good chemistry with
Madu
Nasty
was
C.
one of them. The one with Diplo, Ikwe was not
can't believe he
bad. There's
pulled
one with
Ikwe was another nice one.
yeah,
I'm impressed by that.
Madu was the one we just played. So what do you guys
with
think
the
about that
Brit-
one?
It was just good. I
That's
like
my
it.
jam,
The one with
yo.
the
I love
British.
Shakoing to that stuff.
Oh god.
Yeah, the one with
Please,
the.
you look like an old man.
It has one with the British.
What do you
rapper.
mean?
Stop. Okay.
Yo, you be
Well,
throwing
see,
some
this guy,
shade,
this guy
yo.
can't do. This guy looks like
You
an
be
old guy.
throwing
now.
some
Seriously,
shade,
like
yo.
what are you
It's like,
just stop, Corey? I'm cringing for you.
you got jokes.
I
Yeti,
wouldn't
you
even
got
bother.
jokes.
I
Look
don't
at
dance.
you in your drug dealer chic.
Whatever. At least I don't look like an old drug dealer. Trying to do
But yeah, there are a lot of track. Like I was just saying, the one with the British rapper Wretch 32.
Reg 32.
That's a good. I like the guy too. So that's a good. He has a lot of.
Yep, that was bad.
You know, he has a lot of.
My year
nice
was.
songs.
I love the fact that he had a lot of very, very strong Afro Juju type beats. Like I
I mean,
remember
that's
Maye,
Kizz Daniel.
yes.
You know, and it's.
Very, very, very like
I like that.
Fela type
Oh,
beats.
nice.
Like
You
that,
might be
the
expecting
vibe.
it to sound like his last album. Some people were, but I like that it's not really the same sound per se.
So let me.
And then lastly, I sent you guys a video. He just bought him, so he just joined the crew of Bentley owners.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I saw that.
So he's obviously making more than minimum wage now.
Clearly.
That's what they were paying him.
Clearly.
in his
I'm gonna go
label.
through my own rundown of my own review. If we're gonna grade it. Remember, I sent out those metrics that we said we could use. All right. So the first one is, and this is from 1 through 5, right? No bad songs in terms of replay value.
Good.
What do you guys give
So
it
far,
out of 5? Wale,
I can't
starting
rate
with
it
you.
yet.
I would say.
But you can
So
talk
far.
about elements of the album, right?
I would say. Four.
I've listened to it a few. It's replay value for a 20 track album, even though they're short songs.
I listened to it.
It's. I mean, it's a lot of songs, but yeah, I would keep. This is something I'm going to keep listening to for a while.
I would go with 4.
I would say. Yeah, I'll say 4.
Lyrics,
4.
content.
You can't rate Nigerian
can't-
albums
right,
over lyrics and
lyrics,
content. Content,
right.
yes. Lyrics, no.
Lyrics, no. Nigerian songs don't even make sense. Like the lyrics don't.
But
make sense.
yeah, but
Well,
we can still rate
some
them.
people.
Yeah, some people do. It's not everyone.
Right. Like,
I would say it doesn't really have that
much.
much, just lyrically or
No, it's
content wise,
not.
not really. And yes,
No, content. I mean, dancing is a content.
yes.
now.
Also,
Right.
Songs
so
are
I would,
dancing.
danceable.
Yeah,
so
it's
I would
danceable
give
now.
it a 3.
Yeah,
Just me.
dancing.
I
I'll say,
guess so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Melodies, I'm putting it at a 5.
The melodies
I'll
are
say
good.
four.
I'll
I'll
give
put it
4.5
at a
for
5.
melodies.
Four.
I love the melodies.
know.
Range of diversity and sound. I feel like he went with some little bit of hip hop.
Yeah,
Right.
I felt like he did Afrobeat. I felt like he also did like the wedding type songs too. He had that in there. He had a
Right.
good mix of
Right.
songs in there. And I think the last one for me would be, well, for the range, I would say I'll give it a 4. For the theme, no bad songs. Why did he name it No Bad Songs?
Meaning there are no
Because
bad
they're not
songs.
bad songs.
on
Yeah,
the
but that's
album.
isn't that just kind of lazy? And then the cover. I was trying to. Okay, so I have this one here. It's called
What's the
Theme.
cover look like?
Like, what's the theme? You have a god,
The cover,
a
yeah,
god,
he has-
and an
dude,
angel
dude,
on your shoulder,
Dude.
and you're writing a song.
Thinking this thing too much.
I was gonna say you're overthinking this.
No, I'm just saying, like, we have to give points for creativity. This is what we should do.
You know,
we
let
should
me-
hold
let me
the
tell
bar
you-
high.
Okay, let me tell you how this album arts.
We should hold the.
Let me tell you how
in
they
terms
get
of
made.
the
I'll
theme,
tell
how
you
would
how
you
this
rate it?
album arts get made in Nigeria. Nigerians are lazy. Nigerians like to monopolize.
Yeah, and we have to point it
But
out.
listen,
If we
they
want
like
the
to
quality
hold
of
on. They
music
like
get
to
better.
monopolize things. A lot of the albums in the industry that you know is made by probably 1 or 2 people.
Oh really?
I don't want to say their names, but it's made by like 1 or 2 guys, and
In the whole music industry?
a majority of like
Wow.
the mainstream
Who? So who are the guys? Sarz.
album art.
Oh,
Sounds
oh,
doesn't
oh,
make
oh,
album
album
art.
art.
Yeah, album art. They're like the big heads. Olamide is like one guy. The video uses him sometimes, but a lot of times, like on the Olamide's albums or artworks, it comes out looking the same because it's like the same person with his style. Like he has a style he draws
Yeah.
with, and it's like it's just like how these guys have one producer.
And
It's the same way they
over
have.
and
So
over
so I
and
don't
over
pay
and over.
attention to it because it's not creative to me.
And that's why we need
It's
to
the
hold
same-
them to
it's
that
not
standard.
the work of art is nice.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, here we go again. Olamide drops another track with this same producer, with this same artwork guy. You've seen it once, you've seen it 10 times.
Why can't they switch it up?
I don't know. Now this so,
Maybe
so
that's
what
not
I'm trying to
important.
get
The
to is
funny
I think the album art is created by it's the idea from the artist himself, not the musician, from like the graphic designer.
So he picks whatever he
they
wants.
probably I
Oh.
assume they probably say, hey, I have a song coming out or an album coming out. This is what it's called, and you just do your thing and send it to me.
But shouldn't it be the artist that picks?
It should be. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel because a lot of times none of their album arts match, and there's no theme.
We should move on. We should move on. I think okay. So you're saying we can't really rate the album right now, right? We only give it some time.
Yes, I want to give it some time to perfect it.
To marinate.
First listen, first few listens, it's a good album.
I just want to say, just in terms of the title, I thought it was a very, very bold move for you to name your album "No Bad Songs." You have to be like have some balls.
That's cool.
And I would say the beginning of this album started a little bit slow. That was when he was doing a little bit of like the uppity, the up tempo. So let me finish now. Let me finish. The beginning was when it was a little slow for me. You know, it sounded a little bit generic for me. Like the first 3 songs, I think it picks up at One Ticket. That's when the album starts to pick up. Oyibe, that was a nice vibe. It gets better and it just keeps getting better and better till the end of the album. I love the album. I have my rating for it, but because I don't want to get ahead of myself, I want to give it some time. I'll chill on it. But yeah, that's the Kizz Daniel album, and that's our I guess preliminary review.
So albums, even though we didn't review this album, I give you an example of someone who I think takes that creativity to a whole new level, Mr. Eazi, and that's why even I still would always put it in my top 10.
They've been using these cartoonists,
not even the cartoonists. Right? Eazi's album art, his album that just came out, is called Lagos to London, and his album art is a old school double-decker bus with Lagos to London on the side, painted in the Nigerian Molue color. Do you understand? That goes with the theme exactly. And like when he tried to perform on stage, he had like he wanted to have like a version of that on the stage. I want thing. So it's a theme. This is someone who's
he can build
yes, he builds exactly a concert around that. This is that's the song you got to give a shout out to that he does that. But a lot of these other ones don't think
they're not really thinking
beyond. It's just like who's this album? This popular album artist. I don't like the reason I don't want to say their names is because it seems like I'm saying they're not doing a good job.
No.
The artists, the artwork guys are doing a good job, but as far as like idea tying it to the album, there's no communication between both of them. It's like, guy, I have a song coming out, let me make album art, and then you as a designer just make what you're feeling like that looks good, you know. So Eazi did a good job with that, you know, with his album art and stuff like that.
What did you think about the Grammy nominations?
I haven't really seen a lot. I saw Cardi got some.
Cardi was nominated for Album of the Year. She had five nominations.
I mean, she did a good job with this album.
Yeah, she did
a good job. So and
Nicki was snubbed.
She didn't get any at all, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Even my boy Eminem was snubbed.
I mean, Eminem's album.
Politics
it was better than the other one.
Yo, it's crazy, man.
Politics is not
Jay-Z and Beyonce, only 3 nominations.
I mean,
yeah, but
it was slim.
But you know how this.
It was slim.
But you know how this.
Taylor Swift too.
Nothing.
What? That's the one I'm happy about.
Wow, me too.
Taylor Swift, nothing. Ariana Grande,
nothing. So who got the most? Yeah, can we go through?
We should go through it. So I think Kendrick
like,
has 8.
But that's what I'm about to say. It seems like they're trying to pander towards the black audience.
But then
because it's like
let's talk about it.
Because it's like they're doing
this. Let's talk about it.
Is it's just like how they had the Oscars that was like
Oscar So White.
Oscar So White. Yeah, so it seems like they're now doing the Grammy version.
No, but I feel like Grammys always have
but it's good. It's good.
Black
can someone pull up the nominations for like best album and best
but in case we forget, shout out to they always get nominated, never win, but best world album, Femi, no, not Femi, Sean Kuti got nominated.
Oh, really?
Femi always gets nominated, but this time.
But any of the Africans that got nominated?
That's the only one I noticed. And some Africans will probably have like writing credits, like Wiz on One Dance.
Okay, so record of the year.
Yes, record of the year.
Actually, it goes to the artist and the producers and everybody.
Yeah. It goes to everybody. That's why I was like. Sorry to cut you when everybody's always shouting about this Wiz and Davido thing. I'm like, you guys know, like Wiz's name is tied down in history for life in this country, like in music, in terms of One Dance. Like he got something for that.
All right, so record of the year, I Like It, Cardi's song.
That was the jam.
And then the Joke by someone. Oh, actually, I know her name, and that's just someone. That's rude. Brandi Carlile. She's a white woman.
I've heard of her.
Yeah. This is America, Childish Gambino. I like that song. Okay, yeah. God's Plan, Drake. Shallow, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper from that movie.
Okay,
the one that just came out.
I forget what the movie's called.
Did you guys watch it? Star is Born.
Star is Born. I didn't see it.
Not yet.
All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Yeah, I know that one. That was also a soundtrack.
And Rockstar, Post Malone and 21 Savage.
That's a good song.
Yep.
And The Middle, Zed, Maren Morris, and Gray. I don't know that song. I've never heard that one.
So
How about Song of the Year?
Okay.
All the Stars was the one from Black
So that
Panther's
this
thing.
is Record of the Year. So
Yeah.
then...
What's the difference in song and record of the year?
I forgot.
I don't know.
I know they make this slight distinction, but I don't think there's anything significant.
So then, Album of the Year goes to A Vision of Privacy, Cardi. By The Way I Forgive You, Barney Carlisle. So it's some people that are
Got
Record
the
of the
song of
Year
the
that
year.
are getting Album of the Year.
Drizzy
so then,
was on there.
Scorpion by Drake.
Yeah.
Is
And
Travis on
Her,
there?
actually.
Her,
I
yeah.
love
Travis
that
on there?
Her
album,
got
actually.
a bunch of
Yeah.
nominations.
No, and then Beer Bongs and Bentley's Post Malone.
That's a good one
Yes,
too.
Post Malone.
You're the
Posty is
computer. Actually,
underrated.
I'm happy for Janelle. That's a no.
Have you listened to the album
Yes,
since last
now.
time? But since last time you heard
Yes.
it, be honest.
Seriously,
When was the last
I
time you
love
listened to the
Janelle.
album?
When was the last time you listened to the
Last
album?
week. I like Janelle
Keep moving.
a lot.
Okay.
And then Golden Hour.
Wait, so what's the name? What was the name of the first single? on
I
the
don't
album?
remember. Shut up.
Moving, keep moving.
So Golden Hour, Casey Musgrave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is. And then the Black Panther
Yes,
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
Okay, all right.
And that was Kendrick.
Kendrick featuring a bunch of other
That was
people.
Kendrick.
Wow. Okay.
That was
good,
Kendrick.
Good job.
That's where all the stars came from now.
Yeah. So then, Song of the Year, All the Stars,
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick, obviously.
Yes.
Boot Up. Okay. God's Plan, Aubrey, of
Yeah.
course. In My Blood.
Drizzy.
Shawn Mendes. I don't know. I didn't know he had a.
So Mendes has this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has a
him.
good fan base. Yeah.
Yeah, The Joke by a song by Brenda Carlisle. The Middle, I don't know what that is, but anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, Zed. Oh,
Don't
I
you know
know that.
Zed?
Oh, okay,
Was
okay.
was Cardi?
It was the
nominated?
songwriter. Shallow, Lady Gaga, and Bradley Cooper, and then This Is America.
This is America.
Yeah, for what was that?
Interesting.
Song of the Year. And then
Wait,
what else
so,
did we?
So who do you think is going to sweep this year?
interesting. Though.
Right. think
Right.
he's gonna sweep this
So
year?
for this year, I hope Cardi. I hope.
It's
But
going to be an interesting
we'll
one.
see.
I don't think it's going to be Cardi.
Or Drake, maybe.
I don't think it's going to be Cardi. I think Cardi is.
She'll
has
get
a,
some.
Yeah.
She'll get
She'll
some.
get
though.
some, but
But
I don't think-
let's see. So we
I
said
think-
the people that were.
And I don't
snubbed-
think Drake is going. Drake is always getting snubbed for like the big
Yeah,
awards.
yeah.
Always. I don't think he's going to get it this time.
But
I think he's going to be between Danny Glover because Hollywood loves.
Yeah, they
the
do
fuck
love
out
him
of
right now, right?
And they're gonna Kendrick is gonna be up there too, and they're probably gonna have one of the Oyinbo people to
Of course,
do well.
of course.
You already-
yeah, but so
they
I'm
gotta-
looking at
they
what's
gotta take care
the
of this.
criteria for finding these things because I'm looking at like the joke Brandy what's her name Carlisle like that song. I'm looking at the streaming numbers on here. It's like the official video is 1.
Sometimes they just
1.1
act like
million
a
views.
nobody. So a
You
lot
know,
of
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
see-
won't say Brand Colors are nobody.
Of course, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
like compared to like their
I
status.
mean,
So,
the
but
big
what's their
people, I guess.
But it's good. It's good if it's not all based on streaming numbers.
Right, right.
You know. But then
oh.
people you're saying snubbed. Did they really snub them because what's her face?
Ariana, Sweetener.
Ariana,
That was
but she has
one of the
some
huge,
songs
biggest records.
on here.
Taylor
She's
Swift record
nominated.
too. One of the biggest
Which one
albums
did
of
Taylor
the year.
Swift drop out this
Listen,
last year?
so-
I don't know. It was
Did she drop
sometime
a
in the
song?
past year, Sha.
Taylor Swift dropped an album this year?
In the past year, yeah, she
did she
did.
drop
Did
a
she?
song?
Because she got
yeah,
snubbed.
that's what I was about to
Oh,
say.
I didn't know that.
Like, it was-
I
like, it
don't-
was a big deal.
Obviously, it wasn't that memorable. If I can't remember.
No, it did very well. No, she's one of the
Really?
biggest artists of the year.
Oh, she did drop
don't
a
you guys
song. It's
follow-
called, yeah, she
follow
did
What
drop.
song?
She actually dropped.
Oh, the
Give me-
biggest
what
album.
song?
of
It's
the
called
year. I don't know,
Delicate. That's
but
the
it-
name
but
of
it
the
was a
song.
huge album.
So,
It's-
no,
are you
no,
sure it's
but
an album
what
or a
song
song?
came out?
It was a song. It was an album.
Oh, she
What-
does have an album.
what's a
called
single
Delicate.
that came out from
It's
the
called-
album?
I don't know.
I'm looking
I
at
thought there
this.
was
It's
a
called
huge
Delicate.
album.
It has 300 million views. You know, but her people are like
Right.
minions. They probably
True,
watch.
true.
It's probably
Yeah.
like 10 people watching that shit.
She has a lot of influence, man.
Yeah. Well, and so
She doesn't have influence. This guy, Taylor Swift, has no influence.
Actually, man, I don't know.
Huh,
Taylor Swift just
okay.
has like kids that like her.
And then so we're going to rap.
Do you listen to Taylor Swift?
I
No.
mean, I've
No.
when the song. Oh, so she has some best pop vocal album.
Do you know
she's
that
nominated for that.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
she's nominated for
just that
stuff.
one.
I wouldn't say she's snubbed.
No,
Taylor
There's
Swift.
some
They were
things.
snubbed. They were
Well,
snubbed compared
for
to, like,
Taylor
before.
Swift standards,
Yeah.
right? True. She usually
I think
cleans
people
up.
are just probably getting tired of Swift.
Maybe.
You know.
Also,
So-
Pink got
so-
nominated
so-
for some stuff too.
She did.
Kelly Clarkson too. Camila Cabello, that girl.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande has some songs that were nominated now. She just didn't nominate for the big stuff.
Yeah,
But
she
there's
was
some
nominated for
nominations
the
that
big
they
stuff.
threw their way now. It's like Beyonce and Jay. They got three
They got
nominations.
three.
But
Last time Jay-Z was there,
he had like
true,
9 or 8
but
or
he
something
didn't
like
win
that.
But
anything
yeah, at that
anyway.
Yeah,
time,
but
he
he
had
was
just
nominated.
dropped- But he had just dropped this album at that time.
444. Yeah,
Right.
they dropped an
right.
album now.
The joint, the
Yeah, the
Everything
joint
is love.
album.
Yeah. They've been touring on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's
And
like,
it's actually a huge tour.
Yeah.
I think they're like the third biggest tour this year.
Who's the first?
so
I'm
what's
trying
the
to remember
songs?
who the first was. I saw it earlier. It was I'm not sure if it was a rap. I know Drake was up there.
but do we
too.
feel? Wait, let's address this. So it's
Shit, I forgot.
I'm just wondering, do you think Jay and Beyonce are entitled to always get?
I'm not saying they are. I'm
nominations?
not saying they are. I'm
every
just saying it
time
was
they drop
like
it?
I also don't think the album was that good. Let's be honest. I don't think
That's
it was.
what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah,
is it
I know.
really? I mean, them touring off it is,
But I was surprised about
doesn't
about
necessarily
Kanye, though.
mean it's
I
not
thought
good.
I thought Kid See Ghost was a good
Yeah,
album. It was a good ass album.
Yo, it's so funny because those guys,
And Ye too.
those guys specifically planned those albums to just
Right.
barely make the criteria for Grammy nominations
But always
in length
it squeaks in.
and
Right.
stuff like that. And it's so funny that they didn't get.
Yeah, Daytona got nominated.
Okay, that's good.
Oh.
But moving on. Do you guys hear about Cardi B and Offset?
Yeah.
Y'all won.
They
man.
broke up.
Y'all won.
Y'all
Yeah.
won.
Y'all won.
Do you guys think it's a celebrity? Is a publicity
Yeah,
stunt?
I don't care.
I don't know. I
You
don't
don't really
care
care?
either.
Care
I
for
mean,
them.
I'm happy she finally
they're
is
not.
like, if
So they're
it's
not couple
true,
goals.
So,
They're not
They-
couple
they
goals for
never-
you.
what?
Nobody-
Couple goals.
I'm just asking. There are a couple goals for some people.
Who's
the
really
nigga
couple
that's
goals?
cheating on you every day is couple goals.
Who's couple goals?
No one.
Wasn't Jay and
So
Beyonce
who's your
couple
couple
goals?
goals?
I
until-
don't have couple
You
goals.
don't have any couple
until-
No, because
you can't
nobody-
have couple goals.
because you don't know
People
what's
have
going on.
couple goals. What
You
are you
should. You
talking about?
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Right. No, there's no couple goals.
You
because
shouldn't, because you
never
only
know
see-
what's
yeah,
going on
you only
in
see what
background
they
in
want
their
you to see.
homes.
Right, but
you don't
people
know
still
what's
have
happening.
Everybody was shocked when Beyonce came out. What's that track? I was talking about Jay. I was like, oh shit.
Why
But it's
we
been
shocked? I
been
mean,
going. No, people were like,
I
mean,
guess.
that seemed like the perfect couple.
I'm never
you know?
shocked when I hear somebody.
Beyonce and Jay.
Yeah, they seem
Well,
like.
true. But I've never been shocked whenever I hear some guy cheated or some woman cheated in her relationship.
I don't have couple
I'm
goals.
never shocked because it's you never know what people are going.
You can't
through.
have it.
You can't.
Because you don't know what's going on outside. You
Right.
don't even know what happened before they took that picture. They posted to you.
Exactly.
You don't know how
Just
many curse
Instagram
words, how many
and-
slaps.
You guys are overthinking it. People just have couple goals
How
like
many-
like couples that they look up to. That's
I
all.
wouldn't-
Why are you
guys
looking
are
up to
why
someone you don't know?
overthinking it.
How
Guy,
overthinking
go and
it?
couple
You
goal
guys
your
are
parents.
overthinking
Use
it.
your
I mean-
parents as couple. Use people that you
Okay,
can see day
then
to
say
day.
your parents are your couple goals.
Use
That's simple.
Use
No one's like
people that you
couple
can
There's some
see.
couples that you see that they, at least they look like they're thriving, and there's some of them that you
Okay.
actually know about
Okay.
them.
Well, okay.
You're overthinking
why,
it.
why,
No,
okay,
it's not
let's say on the face value,
Like,
why would Cardi
you
and
shouldn't have
Offset?
someone be your
Why would
couple.
Cardi and Offset be your goal, even if it's on the face
I
value?
never said they were mine. I'm just saying that were they yours? I was
Well,
all.
anybody that had them as
You
couple
guys,
goal,
I
hope-
feel like you guys are looking down on them. Like,
I am.
How can they be
Looking
like
down.
I actually am.
No,
Actually
no,
am.
I'm not looking down on anybody.
I even am. I am. If you tell me that Cardi and Offset are a couple goals, you don't deserve to be happy in that marriage. What kind of rubbish is that? Are you like? Get out of here.
But
oh
I,
god.
You didn't even
if
say
it's-
Will and
Jada
Jada
or somebody,
even B
right?
J and B. I'll still understand
I
that.
get the point. They're
You
not
tell
your
me
couple
Cardi
goals.
and Offset.
Sorry. Happy New.
That the dude is now saying
They're not your couple
you're
goals.
one. Like we're the one that took him to that shit. And we held his hands while he was doing it. And then we went to snitch. Get out of here, man. But they'll probably
man.
get back
They'll
together.
get back.
Oh,
Well,
what of the
girl that came
Tekashi's
out.
girl? Do you see Tekashi's girl?
I
So
saw
I got
that.
the 6ix9ine
Tattoo.
tat on her
Are you
on her
serious?
breast.
Yeah.
Are you
On her
serious?
chest, yeah.
His baby
And
mama.
Rainbow, no, he's his girlfriend. He has a new girl. They
Yeah.
were dating for like 2 days before he got locked
Are you
up.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew about the baby
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah, some people gonna say that's couple goes again now. Dumbass. Tattoo 69 on your boot. Oh my
Speaking
God.
of Cardi and Offset, did you see the girl that actually came out and said she was sorry?
That one
about-
is just
So
looking
what
for
was that
5 minutes
about?
of fame.
So
She said she didn't think the marriage was serious.
Serious? What? She didn't think your marriage was serious. The fact that it's marriage shows
But she's
that.
just looking for attention. Like,
Oh,
if
no,
she didn't
I
do
mean,
that,
them
you
look,
wouldn't
Sha,
know.
I hope
She
they're
said
able
she's
to work it
sorry.
out.
Killing
But
cock,
it
killing
sounds-
cock.
it
'Cause
sounds
she
like-
apparently she was not on the girl that had a threesome with Offset.
That's what's
Yeah, I
up.
think
Yeah.
Offset had already called, like, sent a give them a ticket to come meet him or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So yeah, if
Even-
it's true that this breakup is real,
Yeah.
There's
if it's
a
not publicity, I'm
picture-
happy for her.
There's a picture of Travis and another girl.
That's fake.
And I hope it, okay.
I don't
I
know.
was
Oh,
about
did
to
you
say,
didn't hear
I
about
haven't
it?
seen that because I
So
was like,
this
man, my dude
guy,
Travis, man, come
which
on,
I
man.
think is a
Fake.
dumbass,
They're trying
came
to
out. It was a YouTube.
sabotage
It was a
the
YouTuber. No,
relationship.
no. It wasn't.
Was
You
it?
didn't hear about it. He said he was trying to prove a point that.
Also, he dressed like Travis?
Yeah. So
Oh,
he
gotcha.
said he was trying to prove a point that us people we take everything we see too seriously.
That's true.
Which is true.
Like,
But why use them?
Like having couple goals. Yeah.
But why use them? Why not use random example? Why do you have to use these people gong?
Because with Travis, like, I mean, I saw the picture and I was like, I feel like I thought was, I didn't look deep into it, but I thought it was probably an old picture because I felt like Travis would be kind of stupid to do that
nowadays.
Especially now, like he's on tour, he's taking out with him on tour,
exactly,
and stuff like. So I thought it was,
No, it was a setup.
But
it was some random
as far as the
YouTuber.
guy, if it's somebody staged it,
yeah,
I mean, if you weren't using someone like Travis, because you probably
popping,
won't get
true,
what
I guess. So he came out and said, "Oh no," he was just trying to prove that we're gullible humans.
People are gullible
on social media, and everyone believed him. Blah, blah 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 blah.
I didn't even know about it until after the fact. So.
No, I just saw a picture one time and I was like, oh, it's probably an old picture.
I was just like,
I didn't even know about it.
Don't be using my relationship as your example. Like, what the heck? I would be upset if I was Kylie or whatever. Like,
what do we have next? For all we know, self is Kris Jenner.
Orchestrated.
You guys, did you hear about what happened to Kevin Hart?
No,
Yeah. So, would you guys agree with me that we've gotten to a point where maybe we're overdoing it?
I was
saying,
what
do you mean overdoing?
And maybe
overdoing
the pendulum.
Overdoing what?
But you know,
This is
the funny thing. People joke. People say anything.
For those that don't know, let's give them a breakdown. Kevin Hart had made some, and I want to treat this topic.
They call
seriously.
it homophobic slurs.
Very homophobic jokes on Twitter, like 10 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Let me finish. Homophobic jokes like 10 years ago. He also had a stand-up, right, where he was talking about if he has a son,
he would
that happens to be gay, that he would assault him or something like that.
Something like that.
Like that.
Which
Basically,
he would
try to like scare him out of it. That he doesn't want any son that's gay. He was 10. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But
he had since apologized for those comments.
Yes.
He has shown. What they call it? Is it attrition? Or yeah, he has shown that he was sorry for those things. He has shown that he has progressed and evolved.
Wait. Before you get to your point,
he has shown that he has
progressed and evolved.
From that person that he was.
Yes, doesn't make
he's
those
doing
jokes no more.
Good things. He doesn't like he's one of the most PC comedians you will find out there.
But supposedly there was that movie that he did with that Will Ferrell, the prison one, that they said there were some horrible gay jokes in them too. So that's recent though.
It was a movie.
It's not his movie. It was
but
part of that. He probably did make the joke.
But this had nothing to do with this.
Okay. That was part of it though. Actually, I read about that.
It was about the tweets and they wanted him to come out and apologize.
When did that movie come out? That movie came out.
Last year.
That movie did not come out last year.
No, it didn't come out last year.
No, probably longer than that.
With Will Ferrell?
Yes.
It wasn't 2 years ago.
it?
I remember the movie. It was the one that he was teaching him how to live in jail or something, or how to be.
Yeah. So wait, Get Hard came out 2015.
Yeah.
So wait.
Okay, 3 years ago.
And so why isn't Will Ferrell getting caught in this? Why isn't
there are a lot of movies that have offensive jokes in them? I'm not trying to justify it, but
I'm just saying people
that's
brought that
besides
up
the point.
as part of the issue.
The long story short is
continue.
that eventually Kevin Hart came out on his Instagram and he said, "Look, I am the Oscars just called because Kevin Hart was supposed to host the Oscars next year in 2019. Oscars called him apparently, and he said he claims the Oscars. Well, I believe him. He said the Oscar said pretty much you have to apologize, say sorry for those things. And he said, "Look, I already apologized for these things before. That I don't like. Why would you want to hold this over my head? It's almost like you're dangling like a carrot on my head.
It's like, guy, I've said
it's
sorry.
almost like every time you always have to.
You can't keep doing this thing and say no. You can't keep doing this thing. If you do something to me, Yeti, right now, and you say sorry, and people hear about what you did to me, do you want every situation in your life that comes up, you have to keep saying sorry for that same situation?
If you did something that was terrible,
what is terrible? Define what is terrible.
It depends on what it is.
Yet to define terrible to who? He has already said. First of all, why can't anybody? Why is it always the gay community? Let's even start with that.
Black people too, you know.
Because everybody. Yes. Why can't he has
apologized?
He has apologized. I can
he
understand
apologized already.
10 years
they
ago.
wanted him to apologize.
10 years ago.
I don't see anything wrong with
10 years ago.
No.
Allowed to grow
10 years
from their
exactly.
mistakes.
10 years ago, It's a long time. And then 10 years ago, the way people's mindsets are different. Back then too, you have to, and I always keep using every example I have. I keep
10 years ago, homophobic slurs were still
I keep using
and offensive.
First of all, 10 years
and
ago,
he wasn't that a kid. He was 30.
He made
us right now. We know better than homophobic slurs.
What do you mean? It was 10 years ago.
He was a 30-year-old. He wasn't a 10-year-old.
There are 40-year-olds that were still making gay jokes 5 years ago.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
The point is
let me
that
ask you a question, Yeti. So are you
they've grown from it
till you die? Are you supposed to be held responsible for something you've done?
If it comes up again,
what is if it comes up again? What was the situation that came up again?
Can I finish? In this case, he said he was sorry. How many years ago?
Came
Whenever.
Up again.
Can I finish?
You don't have any.
Sorry,
okay.
let me finish.
All right.
I let you guys talk.
Okay.
If it comes up again, he was wrong then. All you had to say was, okay, can I finish, please?
Okay, go on.
That I've moved on. I've grown from that person. That's not who I am anymore. And I'm sorry if you're offended. That was it.
So how many? Wait. Let me ask you a time. How many times does he have to come up for
every
to say,
time?
Why?
Every time.
You're
because you were
trolls.
wrong.
Why?
How's that feeling trolls?
So you want to tell me that in your life, you never
End
made mistakes, and every mistake you made, you want to be accountable for every time.
If it comes up again, I will say sorry.
Do you hear this? Do you hear
this?
Because
we all act like our shit don't stink.
Forgive and what?
It's hypocritical.
Forget is the second word.
I can forgive. I'm not forgetting though. I'll forgive, but I will remember.
So forgiving, does forgiving mean that at every opportunity you have, you bring it back up?
I won't bring it up anymore.
So the gay community that is bringing it back up again, they're probably the same one.
No, they didn't know about it back then now.
So who did he apologize to back then?
Well, it's a small portion.
Who did he apologize to back then?
Are you serious?
It's a small portion.
I didn't even know he apologized back then. You know that, right?
Did you know he tweeted gay stuff back then?
I didn't.
Exactly. So why do you have to know?
What do you mean? Do you have to know?
You keep saying, "Oh, who knew he apologized?" The same way
I found out now, and I was offended by that.
The same way they found out that he made those jokes is the same energy they could use to find out that he also apologized. Come on. If he never apologized, I would understand. But he's done it already. And then every time this guy wants to do something, are you going to keep bringing it back up?
So if a white person said nigga,
and he apologized for it,
and then we now find it again now. You have to pay pen
and come on, how many times is he going to say sorry for it?
So it would have been the same way.
It would have been the same way now. He's apologized already now.
This whole social justice stuff is becoming a religion.
And this is what happens.
It's almost like you always have to.
This is what happens.
To pray.
Somebody sees Kevin Hart is getting nominated for something good. Is getting a chance to do something good. I didn't like
that part.
And then they say, "Oh, here's the thing. This tweet was 10 years ago. They could have brought it up the day before. They could have brought it up the month before. They could have brought it up the year before. They could have brought it up any other time. But they waited.
You shouldn't have to
till he's moving forward in his life. And then they send a message to the Oscar. Is it Oscar saying, "Hey, you know this guy made some gay jokes." And then those ones. Or like, oh, for real? And then they probably send him the screenshots. And then those ones, instead of doing their research and find out that this guy's apologized.
All they said was him to apologize to the public.
I stand with Kevin Hart for no...
Anyways.
I mean, he did say sorry,
Kevin
but I stand with for stepping down.
And then that's the funny thing. He looks stupid.
No, he doesn't look stupid because he stepped down. He doesn't look stupid.
No. He was like, I'm not apologizing.
No, he stepped down.
Finally, you came back and apologized.
I know why he eventually apologized. Because you know what was going to happen next.
In Hollywood
Nike would have come for his endorsement.
But I like
that.
You know why? It's because of the social justice mob mentality.
I like that he stepped down.
It's mob mentality.
You look dumb. Not apologizing before saying, "Oh, I'm not going to apologize," and then come back a minute later and apologize.
If we can agree,
just take your ground.
If we can agree that Twitter is full of a lot of bad ideas, and Twitter isn't necessarily how we want to shape our policy, why can't we also admit that there's something wrong about this mob mentality where a small group of people come, they're pissed, and a lot of times they're pissed on behalf of people that might not even be necessarily offended anymore. Again, he had apologized for these things.
So then you just apologize again?
You know why should you have to apologize every time? You shouldn't have to.
Why not? If you do something that egregious,
then why are you apologizing in the first place? If you know that you're going to have to keep apologizing.
If something that egregious, I would say apologize again.
What's the point? Whatever,
apologize. But then I think he looked dumb. If you're going to stand your ground, and say you're not going to apologize, then don't apologize, period. Just stick it.
And then also you do know that as a comedian, we can't be censoring comedians.
Right, but you also can't offend people as a comedian. Just I'm a comedian.
No.
You're F word.
You can't be saying.
No. I'm sorry. What?
And I had this conversation, and I was telling. We had it in a group, and I was saying it, and I gave examples of these guys are scared to bring out a new game, GTA. They're scared. They said they don't know how today's environment would handle one of their games. and they've made this is like their
they're coming for the gaming industry.
So now here's the thing. I remember when GTA. Wait. I remember. Listen,
I'll tell you another example.
I remember when GTA came out with San Andreas a few years ago. Like I don't know, maybe like 10 or more years ago. There was a scene where there was a part where you could actually, in the first batch, you could have sex with a prostitute. Right? Yeah. And they then realized that okay, fine, it was too graphical, and we're taking it too far because it was just too detailed. So they took out that scene and made it where you hear the noise, you see the car moving, but you don't see what actually is going on. And I understand. But now the idea of GTA is the characters are based in either the hood, they're based in whatever environment it is. The white guys, they're probably doing coke. It's just they're based in this certain environment.
A CD, really.
Yeah, and now they're saying, oh, curse words on there, the jokes on there, they're using the F word and stuff like that. And it's like, this is literally what the game, it's what the game is about, is representing that lifestyle. You don't have to, if you don't want to play it, you don't have to play it. It's not forced on you. But why parents are now buying this for their kids, saying, oh, I bought this game for my kid, and I don't want him to.
No, I disagree with that.
Yes,
what?
Can you help me just look up something, because I don't have internet here. Because I also want to give this similar example.
Why would you?
Yeah, so those are the people that come. So those are the people that
and
complain.
then complain. No, you can't complain about it.
That's the environment.
The sticker clearly says.
GTA even has
there's a sticker, isn't there? Like a
the parental.
Yeah,
whatever.
so then you should know what age is appropriate for each kid.
But these are the parents that are going out there complaining, and these are the same parents that when you go on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network and you're playing Call of Duty, they're 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds are using the N-word on there.
I think is
so you can't control control your kids, but you want to control what the game does. So it's like, why? Why do you have to? It's not being forced down your throat. And in the same GTA, let's even talk about gay thing. Like I'm sure they use some slurs in there in terms of whatever, but they even have a gay character. Like they made a whole game based on Gay Tony. That's his name. Yeah, like a gay character.
But why Gay Tony?
That's his name, Gay Tony. Ballers of Gay Tony. And that was his name. And like he was like the boss. He had a club, a disco. He was a little diva. He had some stereotypes, but he was still the boss. So but like you can't be getting mad at me because my game has curse words in there and slurs in there and stuff like that. And I also use the example of Django that I said when I went to watch Django in the cinema. The guy next to me was furious, breathing hard every time the white guy said the N-word.
But there was a thing about what's his name? That Quentin Tarantino.
He likes to use it. But at the end of the day, you do know. At the end of the day, it's funny. So the same guys who GTA Rockstar, they have another game called Red Dead Redemption. I was playing online with my boy yesterday, and it's based in like back in the days of
like slavery. I heard about that.
So the funny thing is we're laughing
like the slave masters and all that stuff.
No, right? I don't even. We haven't played that for, but we're laughing when you have to create a character, and when we're creating our characters, and we're laughing at every black character we create. I was like, guys, there's no way you do this. Your guy still looks like a slave. Do you understand?
So guys, I found it.
Do you understand? So and it was just funny, but it was like, I kind of understand because back then all the black people, it's just like someone telling me why they know black people Game of Thrones.
Guys,
they were probably going to be slaves.
Can I ask you guys something? Can you check out this picture? So there was this recent controversy that I heard about. Is it possible to twist?
What's the issue?
Look at that game cover. Yeah, this was it. So when you see that, what do you like? What's the first thing you're thinking of?
I don't know. They're about to go kick some ass.
Right, okay, no. Do you guys see the guy in the middle there?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh.
And it's two women
about to kill him or something.
Yeah.
So what's the game about?
So it's like one of these violent games.
It's
so
open world.
Open world.
But
this is a recent one that came out, and there was a lot of outrage about it, and it was about the fact that there were these two women, right?
About to kill him, man.
They're about to kill him. Now, some people felt like this puts. Some people came out and said if this was a woman that was also there and it was two guys, it would have been a problem. So some people came out and said it would have been a problem,
I can see that, right?
But you see what you need to do.
So the makers of the game, they defended themselves. They said no, that actually
the storyline.
That is the storyline. Those two women are actually the bad guys in the game.
Oh, okay.
and the
they
guy
kidnap
just
him or something. Whatever,
yeah, they kidnap him or whatever, and then it looks like they're about to kill him.
Right.
It's called Far Cry. Far Cry.
They usually,
but apparently it's causing this huge controversy now. So then some people now came out and said, the feminists now came out and said, wait, you made these two women. Why did you make them so evil? That doesn't.
Wait,
I'm going with this.
See,
and they've been going back and forth.
Stop using the feminists and all that?
No, because it was a small faction.
This is what I like though. As long as Far Cry doesn't change that cover, I'm happy. Because it's their own narrative, it's their own story in terms
play the
of
game first and see
of
what
a
it's
game.
about before
You understand?
you
It's
start
a story
getting
of a game.
and stuff.
You don't need. It's when they start making people go change stuff. You just ignore them. Don't feed onto this people.
They weren't gonna buy the game anyway.
Don't feed onto them. It's not. There's some issues. There are more serious issues out there than. It's two women.
And I think they also talked about it because it's also like one of them is a black. I think they're both black women or something.
Black, one's white.
So it
and then we need to
people the wrong way.
And it is the same people that are trying to change every white movie into a black movie. Oh, we need our own version of Friends. No, we don't. Make your own show. Do we need our own black? No, we don't. Make your own
Actually, there was an original version of Friends before Friends came out.
So Friends was a white version of Living Single.
Guys, I think we're due for a break. So Wale, what do you have for us for our break today?
For the break I forget who I just Mr. Eazi from his song is the song with Simi. It's called Surrender.
Yeah. All right.
Hey. Now it's going to stuck in my head again.
I surrender. Nice track. Nice track. A little generic sounding. But
the song is nice. Yeah.
But it's a nice track. I feel like I've heard many versions of that song in the past before. Simi and Mr. Eazi.
I love Simi's voice.
She has a nice voice, but it's one of those voices where I get tired of after a while.
It every time.
Yeah, I get tired after
a while.
That's how I
feel. That's how I feel. I'm like, but then Simi, this is from love, a place of love. You need to get yourself a stylist, girl. Like,
come on,
man. You can't.
But we're trying to show.
Like, come on, man. You can't dress. Girl.
I just put that out there like that.
Does she dress herself?
I don't know. And if you do have a stylist, fire them. Like her dressing is horrible.
Yeah, the last picture.
And I understand that then people come up with this whole BS of, if it was Rihanna that was wearing this, you guys would say it. Well, Rihanna knows how to pull it off.
Yeah.
There's a difference in you can wear like two people can wear the same thing and one person looks way nicer.
And another one looks
I can't hear myself for some reason. Continue.
And then one person looks way nicer than the other person. So it's not about. It's not just like styling yourself. Is not just.
It has to fit her persona too.
What you're wearing, but it's about how it looks on you. You know, so it's not just the outfit, but like.
Oh, she was wearing something not recently that
that was kind of just
the shoes and everything. This one,
not even that. Yeah, those shoes. That's even fine, but.
What is this?
Let me find this one. There's one that was okay. Hold on.
That crazy, is it?
I'm not like the most. Her track record is the issue.
Fashion forward person,
right? But it's like her track record. It's not. You know what I mean? Like
track record.
Yeah.
Like she's had a lot of offenses.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you again. See you. You're back. But
I love her though. But
she.
What do you think about Ricardo Banks?
What about him?
He left Maven Records.
Oh.
And he sounded a little emotional about it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Did he say why?
He had this long spiel on the internet, right, Wale?
He had he just wrote a letter or something.
He wrote like a letter about how how he changed his life being with Don Jazzy, but he had to move on. It's a new start.
Did they have a beef or something?
No, I don't think they had a beef. I think that maybe he's just moving on. Sometimes maybe you just grow out of it.
Right? Probably it's been 5 years. I think they had a 5-year contract. It's expired. And just the same thing that happened with.
And
it's not about signing, but I think
they didn't renew it.
It's not about. It might not even be them. It might just be him feeling he's been capped. It's just like how this guy left Olamide. What's his name? The guy that likes to shout.
Who?
Lil Kesh.
Yeah. I feel like Lil Kesh is like the Meek Mill of
Nigeria. Lil Kesh can shout. Something like that. But it works for him. I like it.
It does.
But Lil Kesh, his thing was like a 2-year contract, I think, or 3, and he finished, he left. I think like Wizkid's one was in the process of renewing that he was like, nah, this isn't for me, and he left. You're allowed to do that.
So where is he going?
Who?
The Ricardo Banks?
I don't know. I think maybe his own stuff. He just says he's moving on to bigger things.
Okay.
I feel I've been saying it. I feel Don Jazzy is losing his grip on
the scene,
the music industry scene, just as a record label. Because like let's you know,
who's big that's on with him right now, right?
Tiwa, but Tiwa is not even managed by him anymore. Tiwa is Rock Nation, and Tiwa seems to be her own thing. Do you understand? Like I'm sure he's still seeing. I'm sure he's still seeing money from Tiwa, you know, but I don't know how much. Tiwa seems like she could be an independent artist.
Right.
Do you get? So I don't know. I really don't know. This guy, what's wrong with you?
What's going on, Corey?
I can't really hear anything.
We can hear you.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear now? Can you hear us? That's what it should matter.
Yeah, but the thing is, when the stuff is on, I can barely hear you because it's almost like...
No, but do you not hear us?
I can't hear anything inside here. That's why.
I don't know. Can you hear?
Is there any other mic? Is there any other headphones?
Yeah, just go. Yeah, but anyways, so she seems like she could be on her own. Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
The Prince is the Prince.
He's just there. That's just his brother. That's fam.
I mean, sometimes he comes up with like some catchy songs, but that's just once in a while. Dr. Sid too is kind of once in a while too. He does better than the Prince in terms of hits, you know, once in a while. But he's not your money maker. He's not the one that's gonna. He's not the one that's gonna make you a millionaire.
He has some creative
off him, but he has some. What's his name? Corey Bello. I don't know where that guy has gone. You know, that guy came out as like the Nigerian lover boy. She too. She's just been like.
I think she had kids or something.
She's married. She's just been low key too. Like she's not mainstream. So and he has Ladi Poe, who just signed a rapper too. I don't know how much money there is in terms of, you know, how much they're making. But like Ladi Poe too is all these people. None of them can. Would be like a headliner for a major show for you. I mean, granted, there are not too many headliners in Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
But so Ricardo was the only one I felt was pushing.
And now he's gone. So
Tiwa is the only person he has left if she's still officially signed.
Yeah.
So he needs to revamp or do something. Really.
It's hard. You can't be.
It's hard to stay on top for that long. I mean, he had a pretty good run.
But not that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Don Jazzy is successful
is
as himself. It's the same thing as with, and we can get into this next, Banky W. As a person, he's successful. As a person, he has his own image. As a record label boss, not really. For both of them. You know, and it's hard. It is hard.
Is he still a record
artist?
Label boss?
Who?
Banky,
I heard they've switched theirs over to, I think management now.
Oh, okay.
No longer record label. I think it's like management. Right. It is hard for you to be an artist actually, and also own a label.
Right.
It's hard. One has to give. Yeah. And Banky's giving up. Like with Banky, he's giving up. I don't want to say he's giving up music. But he's able to build himself a nice, like that guy would always make money. Do you understand? Like
Banky W.
Yeah, outside of music.
He's an actor now.
Yeah,
he's a not politician.
He's running for office.
He's running for office. Yeah, so we'll get to that. But like he's used what he had in music, what he got from music.
Yeah.
To not just like, you know, people when they get into music, they just want to get money, get babes, get all that. He used that to build connections.
Something else.
You know, I guess because it was an older person when he got into the industry, so he was a little wiser. And he used that to get industry, and now he has so he makes money off like
different things.
That guy was Samsung ambassador for the longest time, but really didn't have any popping like top albums out at the time. So you were thinking, shouldn't they be using? But it was because of the connections he made. Now he's going to politics and stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Even if he doesn't win, I don't know. Like I haven't followed it. But even if he doesn't win, it's something that should motivate.
So what is he running for exactly?
Congress.
I think Congress. I don't know. I don't quote me.
Is it that Congress or Senate?
Don't quote me. I'm not sure. But what I do see with him and others like the likes of like Mr. Jollof and the rest of them is it should motivate anybody else that really feels Nigeria is lacking in good politics and want to help. That's what I see. You don't just sit. I'm not really a fan of celebs running for office right. Just because a lot of them haven't
House of Rep.
A lot of them haven't, like a lot of them it seems like they're doing for money. Like Nice tried to go into politics. He didn't get it. Next day came out singing that song Living Things, singing about Yahoo Boys. Do you understand? It's like For real, do you understand? But Banky seems more.
I think he was commissioner at one point.
The Oyo State made him commissioner of youth.
Yeah,
that nigga ain't no youth. Do you understand? But Banky seems more, you know, and you don't really know anyone in and out, but like from the surface, he seems more like grounded than some of these other celebs. So it's like if there's one person you think should be able to really mean what he's saying, it should be him. On the surface, if that's, you know, so I'm
willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that's why I said if I'm not.
I've seen a lot of people really like doubt him already.
Really?
No, I don't think they should doubt him. I think they should support him.
But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Where did he grow up? Did he grow up here?
He grew up. I think he grew up as a kid in Nigeria. Came here, then did high school and all that, and then that's when.
But he's done. I think he's done well. He's managed. He had his company EME. He was able to bring out the biggest artist, Wizkid. You know, he's done well, and he's still doing.
And I know he's been exposed to what a government should look
like. Yeah, and so like he has
to an extent.
He has a lot of connects with a lot of companies, so he's probably been like seeing how like things work. Also, I don't think there's been a scandal. On him too.
There hasn't.
Yeah,
so like there've been some embarrassing things, but nothing major.
Some things I think he overdid, like we're talking about that whole car situation. That guy, I think kind of overdid that situation.
But that's not a scandal, right?
But it's not a scandal.
And he beat cancer.
And he had that skin cancer thing.
So if there's someone that has resilience, it's probably him.
I think it was skin cancer. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
He beat something, Sha.
There was something I think it said. But anyways, he did. So
they didn't really say what
on the surface, like I said. He really does seem like, you know, he's
the whole package.
He knows what he's doing. I haven't read his manifesto.
We're watching, man. We're watching.
But
good luck.
Like I said, even if it doesn't win, it should still be a motivation for other people to be like, hey, I want to change politics. I can do something, not just tweet or complain and vent online, you know. So
he's putting his money where his mouth is.
But Ricardo Banks, let's just wrap that up. So like I think Don Jazzy, I don't know if he has any, but Don Jazzy too is also going into other industries. You know, he's not. He's not. So as a person, he's doing his thing. I don't know if that's taken away from his music. CEO position as Maven, but Maven Records is not. It's done. I want to say it's done, but. It's dying if that's the right word to use, or it's rebuilding, I guess, if that's a different way to use. But good luck to Ricardo Banks, man.
Moving on, guys. So I sent an article not too long ago. Yeti, do you remember?
I saw it, but I didn't read it.
It was you didn't read it.
Honest,
it's basically this article that talks about the effects of the Me Too movement in Wall Street so far. It's a Bloomberg article, and I'll probably post the link. But basically, they interviewed a bunch of these Wall Street guys, and they said that a lot of them have been kind of gearing up for this Me Too thing, and fearing the effects of Me Too accusations within their industry. They're starting to deploy things like tactics, like they try not to have female mentors, female mentees,
which is terrible.
Which in corporate America is something that's very important if you want to move on.
Exactly.
Your mentors
so now the women have to suffer
very
because
important.
of the Me Too era. That's terrible.
What else did they say? Like they said, like
no more dinners.
They try not to have dinners with female colleagues.
Hotel flights.
Yeah, they tend to, and it's their own. Now I'm not saying it's right, but it's their way of. It's like a defense mechanism. Is like their way of protecting themselves against any possible accusations, right? I mean, is that a safe?
The average woman doesn't go around accusing random people.
Yeah, but what do you know? What we don't know. What we don't.
The numbers of the false rape accusation thing is really low. It's like out of all the rape.
Wait, so with this thing, sorry, who's this supposed to protect?
Exactly.
Who's this protecting?
Who's it protecting?
Themselves. As far as they're concerned.
That's cowardly.
Yeah, it is.
You can't because you can't hold your own self.
I should now suffer.
No, but then they're also scared of fake accusations
but
too.
But the fake accusations are not just a lot though.
Fake accusation.
I don't know about that. I don't know. What's your stat on
it? It's like out of the 100% of the rape
Yeah.
The percentage of the false one is like 5%.
What's
I'll
your
find
source?
it for you.
Okay, so,
actually, it's terrible that what?
I understand.
That's
I
ridiculous.
understand.
I'm sorry.
I
What's your
understand.
stat on that?
I'll find it for
Accusations.
you.
Accusations is a problem. So I can understand.
They're just trying to protect themselves.
Yeah,
That's all. I'm not
but-
justifying it. I think there are ways that you can conduct yourself without having to
Accusations can be
unfairly
you can
punish
say-
women that have nothing to do with it. But this is the reality. This is the effect of
It
Me
is.
Too.
It is. But this is the
This
easiest
is the
way
effect.
out.
Look,
For
when
them.
you see a guy on
This
TV
is the easiest
get
way
destroyed
out for them. Yeah.
on a false accusation, it'll knock some
So
sense into you.
for them,
But
it's,
no one
it's-
gets destroyed, really.
Oh,
They
yes,
still go
people
on
get
to live their
destroyed.
lives.
Oh yeah,
and
people
who?
get destroyed
Like of
from
who?
false accusations.
Kavanaugh
Even-
is still the judge.
Even
No,
do you think
but-
Kavanaugh is the only one? No.
Most of the people, no one.
No,
Like,
a lot
I
of
like to say
people-
no one gets cancelled. I'm
a lot
sorry.
of
no
people
one gets
have gotten cancelled.
Who?
This
And
guy,
it
this
stayed
guy has
cancelled.
still
No
not been
one
able to
stayed-
come out.
Who?
What's his name? Louis C.K.
He just had a performance.
Louis
How long
C.K.
ago-
Louis C.K.
He
is
just
back
had
now.
a. He's
No,
back.
but he,
What are you
yeah,
talking about?
Yeah, he's doing
back.
shows. He's doing
He's
like
back, he's
yeah.
back.
He just started doing shows. He just
And
started
nobody
doing
is
shows.
not cancelled.
He's not back on TV.
No one's
He doesn't have
cancelled.
his show.
Trust me.
He lost his show. He lost a lot of things
Because
he
of
lost
what he
all
did,
his
though. But those weren't
endorsements.
false accusations. Those actually happened.
Yeah,
And what did he do?
What do you mean? What did he do?
He did something. He apologized for
masturbated in
them,
front of
and he
people.
lost his
Okay.
job.
Okay, and
Yes.
you shouldn't have.
Yeah, and
Actions
by
have
the way, he
consequences,
already
Corey.
apologized to those women before the story even came out.
Okay,
Look,
that doesn't
let's
mean
not
you
even
don't
get
suffer the
into-
consequences.
This
What are
is
you
Corey.
saying,
That's
Corey?
where- that's
This
where-
is
no,
I'm
no,
reasoning
Corey,
Are you
right-
serious
Corey,
right
that's where
now?
we
lost-
disagree.
He lost.
What?
He lost.
Corey, that's where we
his-
disagree. Obviously,
He
there are
lost his
consequences-
livelihood.
There are
Of his
consequences
actions.
Period.
to some of these
What?
things.
These
but
weren't-
We shouldn't use it to kill you or hold you ransom for life. So
And he's back.
But if you've
He's not being held
apologized-
ransom for that life.
He already
And they
apologized.
accepted
Do you,
it.
wait, do you even know what he did?
no, I don't know what he did. What did
He exposed himself.
First of all, he asked the woman
multiple times.
if he could expose himself, and she thought she was joking, and she said yes, and he exposed himself. It was something so stupid.
That's stupid.
Yes,
That's
it
actually
was something
assault.
so stupid.
That's sexual
and
assault.
then
You know
he
that, right?
apologized for it.
Sexual
right?
assault is not stupid.
He apologized for this thing, right? I'm not trying to defend anything.
Wow, this
You
guy-
are.
No,
What are you
no,
saying?
no.
Sexual
it
assault
doesn't-
is
it's
stupid.
why are
Sexual
these-
assault is
it
sexual
doesn't
assault.
have to be.
But
End
why-
of story.
why-
No.
with all,
What are you
with all
talking
that
about?
money,
No.
why are all these guys like creeps and weirdos?
They're
man?
creeps.
Like,
I'm sorry.
There are a lot
I'm
of
not
creeps
actually
out
there.
not
With all that
sorry.
money,
There are a
He's
lot
a
of
girls-
creeps out there.
And
So
that doesn't mean I would
she
now
agreed. She
coddle
agreed,
them.
right? She said yes.
That
And
one.
she was surprised. And she was kind
There
of
wasn't
shocked
like
about
5
it.
women
She was
that did
kinda
it.
shocked
5
about
women
it.
he did it too.
Look, well,
Please,
yeah,
Corey.
yeah, please,
Please,
name all
please.
5. Name
Go
all
on,
5.
Anyway,
You don't even know the
so
story.
over the past 20
Most of
years,
them, he asked them. He asked them before he did it. I'm not saying it's right, but he apologized. And then he wrote a letter to them before it even came out, before it was even out there. He said, look, I apologize for my actions. You know what still happened to him? He got canceled. He lost his job. He lost everything. He's not the only one. Aziz Ansari too. He was someone too. He lost his show. And it was based on a bad date.
Aziz zone,
Like,
Aziz zone.
this
That
thing
one,
happened.
that's the one.
Okay.
So
That's the
people,
one that I don't
people
like.
trying to protect themselves.
That's
Even
the
though,
one I
yes,
don't like.
I don't like the way they're doing it in Wall Street. It doesn't take away from the fact
Aziz
that
zone-
that there are things out there that are signaling that they
Aziz
could
zone
be
was,
falsely accused.
but you see,
Kavanaugh is
but
another
here's what's
example.
going on. This is the reason why, and let's address this.
Kavanaugh went through the mud.
Aziz, no, let's forget Kavanaugh. Let's talk about Aziz Ansari, because that was one person that I say was innocent in the situation, because we've spoken about it before, I think. To talk about it is not
I'm not sure we've spoken
okay,
about
well, even
it.
but Aziz was the situation. Anyways, with Aziz, it was a bad date on her path, and what happened is when he came out on her part, my bad. When she came out, the companies they were like, well, before we even do any investigation or anything, let's just cut this guy off.
Yes.
That's the part I don't like.
he lost the show.
Yeah, he lost his show has not
Yes,
come back since he lost his
The
he
HBO
doesn't.
show?
not the
Netflix.
HBO, the Netflix
I mean
one.
Netflix show.
Yes.
But he's
Yeah.
on tour right now, making money.
Yeah,
He's
he's
been
a
on tour.
comedian.
He's on tour himself,
so-
though.
All
He's
I'm
been on
saying
tour
is
himself.
no one
Well,
gets
Hold
he's not allowed
on.
to be a
End of
comedian.
story.
He's on tour himself. Aziz is on tour,
On a
like
bad
on his
date.
own, like he's on his own dime. Like he gets his
And
tour
you're
bus
surprised
But he's
why
making
himself.
money
Wait,
because
he gets his
protecting
tour.
himself,
Wait,
like-
he
Do
gets
not-
his tour bus himself and parks in the parking lot. You know when this guy was doing comedians in cars? What's
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, he had to go meet him in one of his in his tour bus in a parking lot of like a Walmart or something. That guy is. I'm sure he was doing way better than that. I'm sure
So
brands
you're
don't want to
saying
touch him now.
he's
Brands have
doing
left him
bad?
alone. They've
He's
left
not
him
doing
alone.
bad. I just went on his Instagram. All his shows are sold out.
Anyways,
of course. Because people actually appreciate the fact that he's being real.
He's not cancelled.
He's being real, bro. He's been cancelled in terms of
commercial. Yes, in terms of commercial. Yes, in terms of commercial success. That's the difference.
I would still say he has commercial success if his shows are selling out.
He doesn't have commercial success.
How much? Do you know why? Do you know why?
Do you know why? Commercials like he was.
Like Corey just said. Do you know why? Do you know why Kevin Hart is not the funniest comedian, but he's the richest comedian because of commercial success? Kevin Hart is not the fittest person, but he has the shoe deal, like a comedian having a shoe deal, all that stuff. If something comes out properly that can, and that's why he probably did apologize, damages
he knows
this commercial success. Kevin Hart can still come out and say, laugh at my pain 3 or whatever, and push it himself, Plastic Boys, whatever their thing is, and he will still sell out. But he's not getting he's not getting Netflix. He's not getting Netflix to give him 100 million or however much million they give for the rights of the show, because now everything is on him. So he's lost something.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's lost something.
Director. He said some pretty horrific things too.
He
lost his gig.
So what's not happening now is the immediate reaction is, let's cut them loose, and you loose and you go. So now these CEOs of Wall Street is thinking, well, the easiest prevention is better than cure. And unfortunately, that's not, people are going to suffer. But they're thinking, well, let's just not put ourselves in that
Wall
situation.
Street too. Wall Street that people already hate.
I don't have to, and it's not good. It's not. So both sides good, have a thing to play.
This is
but I feel it's an easy, cowardly way to deal with the situation. It's like, look,
okay, so I found
keep them outside.
Over the past 20 years, only 2 to 10% of rape accusations have been
where the
fake.
Stats coming from?
2 to 10. I'm telling you right now.
But that's a very vague. So it could be 2, it could be 10.
Okay, so even 10%. Like, okay, that is of all the rape.
Whenever they start giving those kind of
no. That's not. By the FBI, according to the FBI, 8% is what the FBI is saying. Yeah. So that's not a lot of 100% of rape. Yeah, but 8%.
So because it's not a law, we shouldn't worry about being falsely accused.
It just shows that people don't falsely accuse people. End of story.
Until your family member gets falsely accused, that's when you realize that you're part of the 8%. It happens.
Okay.
It's a reality.
So you tell me people don't falsely accuse people?
I just gave you the.
She said it doesn't matter. It's only 8%. It doesn't matter according to her.
It does not matter. But compared to people that are actually getting raped, are you serious
right now? It's not a binary thing. It's not an argument against people getting raped and people getting falsely accused. It's a completely different matter. It's about we've talked about people that get raped. It's not right. We know as a society. We punish for it. We punish people for it.
Do we punish? No, we don't. A freaking student that got raped, that got 12 months in jail. What kind of punishment is that? No, you cannot finish. Let me finish what I was the one talking first. People don't get punished.
Now you're just virtue signaling.
Let me finish. How's that virtue signaling?
Now you're just virtue signaling. Because you're talking about something that's completely unrelated.
Keep your Twitter language to yourself, please.
You're talking about people that
Can I finish what I'm saying? Can I finish what I'm saying?
Okay.
People that even get convicted of rape. Let me finish. Don't suffer the consequences. You get 2 months in jail. That's a slap on the wrist.
And that's bad.
2 months in jail is not bad.
No. I'm saying that's bad.
So then, what are you saying?
We agree on that.
Even if you get convicted, nothing's going to happen to you. End of story is what I'm trying to tell you.
True, you know that, right? But I agree on that. I'm not arguing against that.
So then, what are you saying?
I never argued against that. I'm talking about the people that are getting falsely accused here.
So even if you're falsely accused and you go to jail, you get 2 months.
You're trying to diminish the effect of getting falsely accused by citing that only 10% of people get falsely accused, and that is a weak argument.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
All right.
And then what you're now trying to do is you're not trying to bring up women that are getting raped to use as an emotional argument against why the 10% shouldn't matter.
Who said it shouldn't matter? But 10% of people over people that actually getting raped is ridiculous. That's all I'm saying.
All right, moving on.
Please.
Moving on.
Okay, so JT, what's the solution to how should Wall Street have handled it?
I don't think they should be making rules about, you can't sit on the same plane. That's ridiculous. I don't know how they should handle it, but how about we do actual classes of...
What was that one that the email that the woman was sending emails and the guy was married also?
What happened? When was this?
There was who was I talking about? The Corey, were we talking about it one time?
The Fox News guy.
The Fox News guy.
Yeah. The woman was the one sending emails. She accused him falsely, right? He lost his job.
Yeah, but it turns out she was the one.
She was the one that was actually trying to proposition. Was this black Fox contributor,
they were
right?
both married.
She was a white. They were both married.
But they had an affair.
They were having an affair.
Yeah, and then
she tried to make it seem like this was something that she was coerced into.
Yeah, that he wasn't. You see,
and do you know what happened, Wale? It was his wife
that told him that no, you have to come out and tell her what really happened. The wife held him down still.
So
I was like, nah, you have to just tell the truth. It turns out this girl was once sending him emails, sending him nudes.
I saw those.
Also falsely accused.
So that's look, Wall Street is not dealing with this well, but what I can see from this is, as a CEO or as a top guy or whatever, exec or whatever in a company, it's easy for a girl. I mean, first of all, we see all this administrative, let's use that word, administrative assistants, that today she's an administrative assistant and then 2 years down the line she's almost running the company. Like, Alpha, what did this girl do in that 2 years? So it does happen. It happens. We know it does happen.
Right.
We know it happens.
Yeah,
So,
but
and sometimes the administrative assistant doesn't have to do anything.
Doesn't have to do anything.
For it to happen. Sometimes guys
it just happens. Yeah, sometimes the guy just give it to her. So there's a we do know that there some it's I don't want to say it's nature where men, some of these men in power do this. And then but also because of that nature, it's then becomes very believable when a woman wakes up one day and says, now Yeti's argument is that it doesn't happen often. But the problem is that these people say that even if it doesn't happen often, even if it's 1 in 10, right? Or 2 in 10, the fact that it can happen, they're thinking prevention is better than cure. Don't let me give her a situation where she can say,
well, I'll be in a position where
don't let me give her a situation where she can say, oh, it was after we had dinner, he said, because you're not recording these conversations, you're not doing this. That guy, if that guy didn't have emails, for instance, it's like, you understand, you're not in a situation where you can, but that's not the way to deal with it.
But you know that.
I see what you did there, and I like the way
that's not the way to deal with
it. You introduced that by giving that example.
But you know that most of the people that were actually harassed at work, nobody believes them. You know that, right? They actually are the ones losing their jobs. And the man that actually sexually harassed them.
Where did you get this stats? Where did you get this stats?
You know that.
No, please quote it.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
No fake news here.
Les Moonves, the CBS dude that does
very bad, terrible.
He actually has been doing this for a long time, and people have been saying stuff about it.
You just said
and nothing happened to them.
You just said most people. Where did you get your most people from?
Because it happens all the time.
Well, where did you get your most people from?
But let's
you know that, right?
You cannot use individual experiences to try to make assumptions about the population.
So you don't hear about all this happening all the time.
Corey, let's address
you said most people. Where did you get that stuff from?
We're in a time now where there's a movement, and even though people target the Me Too movement, but there's a movement where people are
Unless movement was terrible, by the way.
Hold on. No, people are more involved. So what happens is there's a larger audience now that is willing to at least say something about it.
I can keep going and give you more examples
so,
if you want to hear.
You just said most people.
So because of that,
you just said most people.
That movement has made legit cases where women can feel empowered to come out.
Yes.
But that movement has also made cases where people were like, oh, I have a platform where I can just say,
which is wrong.
Which is wrong.
I don't
It's the
agree
same
with
way
that part.
when people were rioting for police brutality. Some idiot said, oh, this is an opportunity for me to loot.
Right, which is wrong. That doesn't mean we still don't
the situation was created.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you shouldn't protest. So I wouldn't say Me Too was a failure. I won't say
it's not a failure.
By feminism, I don't even mean.
I'm not saying it's a failure either. I'm just saying it has
I call feminism
the
feminism we talk about here on Twitter and stuff. It's a movement too. I don't think it really is feminism. I just think it's a movement also of a collective of people, and they feel, stuff like that. Like I hear people tell you, oh, if I ask you you're a feminist and you say no you're not, I can't talk to you. I think that's stupid, because it's like you just want that tag. You don't even know what, because you want to be in a movement. And in the same way there was also Black Lives Matter. There's a different movement. But in the movement of Me Too, it gives space for this girl to say, hey, me and the boss were on dinner last night and he put his hand on my lap and he said this, he said that. But once that comes out from a tweet from somebody, damage control it's the guy, even if he didn't do it, there's a lot of backlash already. Right. And then some of these companies are cowards where rather than them investigate, they just throw you away.
So then that's the fault of who?
Yeah, so these guys are now saying, man, in order not to be there, let's prevent the situation.
Right.
And that's a wrong way to
look
deal
at,
with it.
What's the E guy? Ryan Seacrest. Somebody accused him.
Yeah, falsely.
But he actually investigated, and they found out that it was fake, and they let her go or whatever. So why can't? So whose fault is that? No, but it took a while though.
No, he got dragged.
But they still
remember he was on the red carpet. Though. Women wouldn't even talk to him on the red carpet.
People talked.
His reputation was tarnished. No, I remember there was that red carpet.
One person didn't talk to him.
It wasn't just one person.
Please. People talked to him. He still was on there doing his
He was
interviews.
on the red carpet, and they all treated him like shit. because they all assumed he was guilty.
He interviewed people, Corey. He didn't go there empty-handed. He interviewed folks.
Anyways,
2 people didn't talk to him. Okay.
Speaking of bad, no, I'm not trying to say. Look,
anyway,
you gotta understand. I'm not trying to say there is bad behavior. Like, I was going to give an example of where something actually happened, and it was actually terrible on our part, on the part of men, not all men. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
But it was the one in the Ballon d'Or, right?
Oh,
the Ballon d'Or ceremony. See? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say these things don't happen, but we should be able to look at them. Let me finish now. Let me finish. No, let me finish. I let you talk, Yeti.
What you're trying to say is that there's more false than fake. The bad stuff that happens outweighs.
You're trying to censor what I'm saying.
The false accusations.
Can I finish?
I agree with that. Yes or no?
Can I finish?
Can I?
So this lady,
quick question.
I don't know what you.
It doesn't outweigh.
You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
It's not always a binary thing.
So,
but doesn't we can talk about one thing.
The horrible people.
I'm not.
So it doesn't.
I'm not here to try to judge one against another. That's not the purpose of this.
So what's the purpose?
The purpose is to talk about these things. It's not about you're always trying to pit one thing against another. Yeah, that's what you did.
No, I'm not.
That's what you did. You just did that.
That's not what I'm doing.
I should be able to talk about. I should be able to talk about people that get falsely accused, and I should also be able to talk about people that actually get victimized in one shape or the other. We don't always have to pit them against each other. Whichever way you look at it, if someone is falsely accused and gets sent to prison, that person is also a victim.
Nobody gets sent to prison. Correct?
Yes, people get sent to prison.
1 month in prison. Actually, act evidence.
Nobody gets sent to prison for being falsely accused.
2 months of prison is not.
Are you hearing what you're saying? There are people that are still getting out from jail right now for being falsely accused. A lot of black men, it happens.
2 months in prison.
What are you talking about? You just said no one gets
sent to jail for being falsely accused.
I'm sorry. Don't be calling Yeti you too young. You're now being very.
Yeti just said no one gets sent to jail for being falsely accused.
Now you're being picky. You're talking about the Stanford kid. That guy, even if that guy killed somebody, you'll have probably still gotten the same.
We don't have time. But we need to move to the next topic. We need to move to the next topic. I was going to mention that yes, the Ballon d'Or, right? The female winner, she came out and
why you
because I need to get it out. She came out because I wanted to talk about it, but because you keep interrupting me, I haven't talk about it. She came out and she won her award.
What did she win anyway?
She's the best female player of the year, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
I think who was the male?
Modric.
Yeah, Modric. And she won. She was out there, and the first thing the presenter asked her was, "Can you twerk for us?" Now that's an instance that was just even I cringed.
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that these things don't also happen.
I'm not defending him. He did ask Mbappe to dance, but it's like, why couldn't you have just also asked her to dance?
To just dance.
Why twerk? That's the thing. It's like. Guy alpha
and for a show that's international, the whole world is watching.
What was his excuse? What was his reason for doing that anyway?
He apologized. So that's a good thing, and I think that's another thing. I think we need to give people the opportunity to be able to redeem themselves, and that's just.
And I do hope he learns from because
I hope he's gonna learn. He's definitely gonna learn. But that's an instance where we're just like, come on, dog, like we're trying to defend ourselves here. You're making it harder. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to point that out. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Songo update.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Right now, I think I learned what it's called. It's called the necropsy. It's like the canine autopsy.
Oh.
The necropsy. So
Songo's not buried yet.
Huh?
He's not buried yet.
No. Well, I had him cremated.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
So you get his ashes?
No, I'm not keeping his ashes.
Don't put that thing out. If you do,
I'm not keeping his ashes. I kept his belongings. I kept his collar. I got a little paw print for him.
Any dust I seen in that place.
But no, he's not gonna die in vain. So here's the deal, right?
So what did they say?
My dog, I took him to the groomers on a Sunday. They call me in the morning. In the afternoon, they call me. They tell me my dog is at the hospital. I get there, my dog is dead. Till today, it's been 2 weeks now, and this company, I haven't said their names yet, but they haven't told me exactly what happened. They keep telling me they gave him a shower. He was fine. They put him back in the kennel. They came back and they found him sleeping, and they thought he was sleeping. And then they checked. They noticed his heartbeat wasn't beating. Right, his heart wasn't beating, and they claimed they gave him CPR. I asked, is there a video of this? They said no, there are no cameras.
In the whole place? I don't believe that.
They said there are no cameras.
In the whole place?
Did you see any cameras in there?
In that big company back room? I don't believe that.
By the way.
Number one.
By the way. So you know where I'm going with this, right? Basically, eventually I hit them up. I'm like, look, the necropsy is back. They said he died from lack of oxygen. You get
lack of oxygen?
Yeah, lack of oxygen. Yes, lack of oxygen. Now they're claiming they didn't do anything, right? So I went back to Petco and I said, look, this is the necropsy. What's going on? Like, how did he die? How did he lack oxygen?
Suffocated him?
How did he lack oxygen? They're like, no, we didn't do anything. We have a spacious cage. There was water bowl. There was a water bowl in front of him there. This is what they're saying. I'm like, well, is there any kind of am I just supposed to take your word for it? Like, is there a video? Is there, can we see the footage of what happened? They're like, no. And that's where I'm at right now.
There's no video.
Yes, and this is the Petco. This is I'll actually put their name out there because now I'm really getting frustrated.
There's no video there.
There's no video there.
The place they keep them, there's no video there.
I
guess not. Them, there's no video there.
I guess not.
I find that hard to believe.
Come on now. Come on.
I find that very hard.
Come on. And I'm just supposed to just accept that and move on. A company
that big, I don't believe
the least I can get is some kind of investigation telling me exactly what happened, word for word.
Who was the person that watched him?
I still don't know.
So what are you gonna do?
I still don't know. Oh, this is. I'm slowly just rolling this out. I had to vent because this thing has been on my mind all week. His cage is still there, and it's so it's so funny. I heard Shango barking the other night. I did. I did.
Yeah, let me find you a doctor to go.
Shut up. I'm telling you, man. It's haunting me. Like I have to figure out what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? And these people, they're not being
cooperative at all.
They're not showing any kind of transparency. And we need to get to the bottom of it. So I'm going to give another update. We might not be back till ending of the month, depending. We'll see. But how about we need to give our shout out to anyone you want to shout out? You good?
Shout out to everybody.
Everybody that's listening. My family.
Please go on the page, YouTube page, Smiling Suffer. Please like and subscribe. We beg you, like and subscribe. Please, not yet. Instagram, no, you can keep playing it in the background. Instagram, Smiling__ Suffer. On Twitter, @SmilingPod. That's @SMILINGPOD. Where else? We're on Facebook too.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe. Comment. We need your support. What else? I think that's about it, right? Shout out to everybody. In case we don't come back before Christmas, I wish you a happy
holidays,
happy holidays,
Merry Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy everything.
Well, not Christmas, Merry Christmas. This is Sarz and WurlD. It's called Trobul.
All right. Trobul.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
I'm a fool for you, so whatever. They can talk about me, whatever. I'm a fool for you, so whatever. I'll be here by your side, whatever. When your lovers will live forever.
Come on, why you do that? I told you.
When your dreamers will live forever. Through this passion will live forever.
Wait, so you want to finish it or you
dirty dancing. All your girls are dirty dancing. Like it.
I wasn't like that. Oh, God. You find out.
Girl, you're the one for